and welcome to Conversations with Body and Mind with myself, Nirvana Lange. Body and Mind is your health and wellness online directory. And coming up in today's conversation, I'll be chatting to Maxine Immelman, and she's the founder of Live Holistic Healing for the Modern Times. So she's going to tell us more about that. Good morning, Maxine. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nirvana. I'm perfect, and you?
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. So, Maxine, I see you are based in Pretoria, and I'm interested, before we really get into the nitty-gritty of what Alive is all about and what you have to offer, tell me a little bit more about you. What was your, I see that you're a studyholic. What did you say in your profile? That you love to study and you love to research and you love to do that. But what are those things that brought you into doing healing and holistic work? And you also love working with children. So there must be a backstory to Maxine and to coming up to Alive Holistic Healing.
Yes, thank you. I was in the corporate world and always struggled to fall pregnant. I finally met my husband at the age of 36 only, and we actually fell pregnant. But I lost her at 22 weeks, and that just made me think and re-look. What was I doing wrong? Why couldn't my body produce a baby? And that really got me thinking. So I left the corporate world because it was a difficult pregnancy to start off with. And yes, when I lost Paige, I actually went to heal at Margaret Roberts. I just went to a farm and I just wanted to release all the energies. And she took me aside and we had a one-on-one conversation. And the first thing she asked me was, do you drink Coke? And I said, goodness, I'm in the corporate world. I think I drink about 2 liters to 4 liters a day. And she said to me, that's the first thing. Leave the Coke. And that just spiraled into every single other thing that I'm doing, from the makeup and the poison that's going through my skin, the nails that I was doing. It's crazy if you start understanding that the environment, never mind just the food that you eat, the environment around you and everything has an effect. So that got me studying herbalism. So first I did my herbalism, then my advanced. And then I realized there was a lot more to things, and I do like studying. So I did my naturopathy, on my nutrition, and I'm always studying. If you ask my husband, he always say, oh, she's studying again, she's studying again. So I went into aromatherapy, and I've learned about flower essences and vibrational therapy. I did my Reiki, the list, holistic canine healing, because we're big dog lovers. So I've never stopped studying, and every single piece of the puzzle starts falling together the further you explore. It's not just about aromatherapy. It's not just Reiki. But when you put the whole thing together, you start realizing that, okay, the common thing here is that you need to heal from cell level. And that is basically what I apply in everything that I do. So by raising the vibrations of your cells, you're dealing with your emotional baggage and issues, as well as the health issues.
Do you have your own therapy room, or do you do online as well?
No, I only work online. I don't need to see anybody. So
Wow.
I can communicate with anybody in the world. And that is where I want to be, because I can heal without seeing you. We can talk like this, or I can talk on the phone. And I've clients from all over the world where I've got a major big question there, and I really go into the emotional side as well, and not just the physical side. So to me, it's about reaching more people, and being able to do it online is such a blessing.
Absolutely.
It's not the old standard allopathic. You have to go to the doctor's room and you have to have the little thing down the throat and the stethoscope. That's really not needed anymore. If you understand how amazing nature is and how your body was created to heal itself, I can help anybody. You don't need the old conservative way of having to see the doctor. It's not the same anymore.
Exactly, because energy is not, it's not a solid form. Energy is really all around us. And once you tap into somebody's energy, and as you say, the soul, and the soul agrees that this healing session is going to take place, and you agree to it and you're ready for that healing, then you could really be sitting on a boat in the middle of the ocean. It doesn't really matter where you are. So tell us about alive, and all the different things you were now mentioning, aromatherapy, but now aromatherapy, how do you do aromatherapy without you smelling it? Or explain to me how some of those techniques would be used online, and how's those, how do the people gain benefit out of not having the smell or not having the pressure
Okay.
points or things like that?
Okay, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Remember, it's one of the modalities that I studied to find the answers to the complete puzzle. My husband is extremely sensitive to smell. I can't do aromatherapy in the house because he will immediately get a migraine. So that is actually not something I'm using. Okay, so then I discovered flower essences, which has absolutely no smell, but it is so powerful yet gentle with lifting the cell vibrations, and that was actually the answer I was looking for. So for my South African clients, I will custom blend the bottles. If the child is struggling with ADHD, concentration problems, separation anxiety, whatever, I will custom blend the bottle according to that individual. And that is what they will be using to work through those issues. If I'm working with somebody internationally, flower essences are available all over the world. So I will tell them, if you're in the USA, contact the Pacific Flower Essence Society. If you're in Australia, contact the Australian Society and get the following flowers for me, and then I will explain to them how to blend it and how to use it. So my hands aren't tied if I custom blend it for you or if I teach you, because to me it's extremely important that you learn through the whole process. It's not like I said in the old days where the doctor will say, you take this and you just take it, you don't know why. So it's a whole learning experience with my clients as well. And then their minds go open and they understand better of how to make mindful choices going forward. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely makes a lot of sense. So
The
those are
same as with my herbs as well.
yes.
If I know that you need ashwagandha for your adrenal system, and you also need something to stabilize your endocannabinoid system, I will tell you exactly what herbs to get and how to
So
use it.
that's quite interesting, because just yesterday I was saying to somebody that I have been on high alert for about 10 months, and they said, you've got to get something for your adrenals, because I've been on quite high alert, like fight and flight kind of thing for the last 10 months. And you mentioning adrenals, so that's quite I like serendipitous things that comes
Well,
up.
everything happens for a reason.
Of course, of course.
Ashwagandha to me is one of my favorite herbs. You will find other people work with moringa a lot. And when I discovered ashwagandha, it's like, wow, this plant can do so much more for you than just the moringa. And I'm not talking moringa bad, but I just prefer to work with ashwagandha instead of moringa, because it's such a more holistic type of effect that it has on your body. But
And where's
then
it from?
not everybody can use ashwagandha. If you're allergic to a nightshade, well, I bring it in organically and then I can give it to my clients. But it comes from the East originally.
Okay.
I have ashwagandha growing in my garden,
Okay.
but that's me. Not everybody
Yeah.
will have that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do a real holistic approach to see what medications are you on, what are the side effects, what is your emotional situation, where is the problem actually coming from, and then we figure that out together. And then we start from cell level and we balance your body again. Because as soon as your body is in balance, your body will heal itself.
Of
So
course.
it's to see why are your adrenals overfiring. Okay. And obviously stress. But you have to balance it. If you're having hair loss, for instance, that's one of the first questions I'll ask with your adrenals. I know that ashwagandha will definitely help you because it also works on your thyroid.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's this. I did all the study work and I just plug it in for you and we get a solution.
Fantastic. And it's so wonderful to hear you've got it growing in your garden. I have a lot of stuff that I grow in my garden, like my rue, my wilde owls, geranium, and I just go, and if I feel something is happening, I'll just go and pick. I've got a beautiful eucalyptus gum tree, strong eucalyptus, and I just cut it all up. I steep it, put it lemon and ginger, honey, And that's my muti for the day. And it's amazing. I'm not a medicine person. I've never been, except for I have severe toothache, or then I will take a Disprin. Like, it is debilitating. That's the only time that I would literally take a medicine. But it is so awesome to speak to somebody who is in touch with all those natural ways, especially what I say, what's going on at the moment with the stuff that they are trying to enforce or onto people, when the body is has got such a natural, innate way, and nature for eons has been there. We definitely don't need all this chemical stuff jabbed into our arms.
You just remember, once you've injected something, it can't go anywhere. Your body was designed to, if you ingest anything with poison, it will move through the digestive system and it will be excreted. But once you inject something, you can't reverse it. And that is where I think it's a very important time in our lives where people need to learn, because they don't know that your body was created to heal itself.
Yeah.
And if you start respecting that, and it's really an educational process, and I want to start with the children. Now, I wrote a few books, if I can talk about that now. Specifically,
definitely.
The Healing Garden, because the Healing Garden, I focus on 50 flowers and plants. So the 50 flowers and plants would really be things that, when you mention geranium, you know that geranium actually has a medicinal property, but the normal person on the street doesn't know that. Honeysuckle, roses, bougainvillea. So you can use that as a herbal infusion or in a recipe, like I put in my books. It will have a medicinal recipe and it will also have a culinary recipe. So it's different ways that you can use normal flowers that you don't even know that actually have medicinal value. And that is where I want to make a difference and say, read up about it. Just become more aware of what is actually around you and what nature can do for you. Okay. And then I wrote the books for children. And that is basically where I believe we have to teach the children from a young age to be aware that your body can heal itself. So it's a fun little short stories together, and that also has activities, but it always deals with a certain herb. So when the puppy gets injured, the vet will use a yarrow ointment on the leg, and then they will learn more about yarrow, but it's in a fun way. So I'm really passionate about educating the people out there, because there's obviously a huge lack. What happened with allopathic medicine coming in, there's nothing wrong with allopathic medicine, but you don't need that unless your body is so out of balance that you need something stronger, and then that's also not the solution, because it's not healing the root problem. It's just taking the symptom away.
Yeah.
So by educating adults and by educating the children, that is the only way we are going to move forward into a new world where nature is appreciated and actually used properly.
Absolutely. And one of the things that very few people know is all of the weeds in your garden and the beautiful medicinal things. People just pull out weeds, but they have no idea what some of those weeds, especially like dandelion.
Oh, dandelion.
Dandelion flower and the dandelion leaves. I mean, they are just, the stem, the leaves from the stem. Very, so I've got so much weeds in my garden, and, I love that whole jungly thing, because I know there's medicinal properties in those things and not just pulling them out. So people can get your books on Amazon. Is that correct?
Yes. Currently, I'm selling them through Amazon. I am rewriting and still producing more, but I can't, now you can get them on Amazon. But if you go to my website, it will be under books. So you can just go to my website. All the links will be there. It will take you directly to the links. So you just need to remember one website, and everything will be there. I also do challenges. So you'll find information about the challenges.
Okay.
I'm busy. I'm running now. This next one starts on the 1st of September, and it's called the Alive Success Challenge. Because if you're not healthy, you can't be successful. And if you're procrastinating something, so what I've done there is I use meditation. It's 21 days of meditation, but I use audio. I use subliminal messaging. So it's a whole thing to get you going. If you're procrastinating something and you want to start an idea or a business, just to get you, just lift it and lift your cell vibrations as well. So I actually give them a success blend to use in South Africa, and then I also tell them overseas what to get to use, because that will just quicken, speed up the process of actually lifting it, getting you out of the depression, out of the procrastination. And we stick together for 21 days, and we do a lot of regression type of work as well. So it's really a holistic solution. It's not when you come to me that you're only going to get herbs or you're only going to get meditations. It really is a holistic approach that I try. And if people are depressed and they really feel bad, I invited somebody. I said, please, she's in Paul all alone and she's 68 years old. And I said, you know what, join this success thing of mine. Join that and just see the difference that you feel, because it's chakra clearing. It is all of that. And her depression has lifted completely without her even having to take any herbs or anything. She's on very, very heavy medications, and I can't at this age take her off it. It's not, the body won't be able to handle that. So there are solutions, and there is something that you can do to feel alive again, even if it is only doing the meditations for 21 days. There will always be an answer.
Sounds amazing. So how can people get hold of you? What is your website, social media, anything else that you'd like to share for people to get in contact with you?
I think the most important part is the website. I actually created it myself. It was one of those, get your mind into focus and do that, and then your skills. So it's aliveholistic.wixsite.com/alive. But if you can just put that in the comments, because it's quite a long one, unfortunately. Absolutely. I will still work on that. It's work in progress. But everything is on there. And on there, you will also find links to my social media. It will be the Alive Holistic Facebook page. It will be my author page separately. So all information can be found there. And the best way to contact me is by email. That is aliveholistic@yahoo.com. If I'm in consultation, I can't always take a call. So I will definitely get back to you with an email, and then we can communicate further from there. But the best way is then by email.
Oh, fantastic. And of course, then you can go to the Body and Mind website, which is bodyandmind.coza. We also have the Body and Mind blog site, which you can then interact with our members, bodyandmindblog.coza. And you can go onto Maxine Alive. You can put that in the search bar. It is such an interactive site, and all the links to her website. And then you will find the social media links and her email on there. It's we welcome you, Maxine, as a member. I'm so glad to do this interview with you, and we're really looking forward to helping you market those books. Maybe in the future you can go on to our shopping center and put those books on the shopping center, and we can help to market those books. It was lovely chatting to you. You are such an inspiration. More people should definitely know about what you have to offer. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Nirvana.